Hello, it looks like we are live. Today we're going to talk about the best websites to source from for Amazon FBA online arbitrage. So Cody and I probably have different opinions on this. But Cody, what would you say some of the best websites to source from where you find really good profitable inventory for are?
Yeah, so I think if you're a complete beginner, the one place that a lot of other people you see it on IG that they source from Walmart. Walmart's the huge one because you can not only order it and the barrier to entry is just super low there, but you can order it um, and then get it to your house in less than a day. So the lead times are very short. And there's just a lot of good products on Walmart because their prices are really low. If you guys are going to buy inventory from Walmart with the intention to resell, make sure only do this for the items that you're buying, and you're going to then sell those items on Amazon. Make sure you're tax exempt. That will help you out if you have to pay sales tax in your state. And then use a Walmart credit card that's going to save you 5%, and then use a cashback extension like Top Cashback, which will give you 2% cash back on most of your purchases on Walmart. So if all those things combined, you're going to be saving 7%, and Walmart has amazing prices. So Walmart's a really good source.
That's a
Um,
really good source. Let's just go ahead and just list a bunch of them. That way people
just
just
like
a
everything.
bunch of good ones. So I think Target's a great one for people who
Yeah.
aren't doing bulk. East Bay, Dick's, Kohl's,
Foot Locker,
Foot Locker.
Finish Line,
I mean, Nike,
JD,
JD.
JD Sports.
For me, eBay, Macari,
There's some people that kill it on Sam's Club. Like they get the
Costco.
membership.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, those because
bulk.
it's like bulk prices pretty much. Have
Let's
you
see.
ever been in a Costco business center before,
I
Seth?
haven't. No, I never got into the Costco RA or
I've heard
FOA.
their prices are really good.
Really.
If you have one local to you.
Yeah, I haven't done like retail arbitrage in a Costco ever, but I
Yeah.
I think I saw like a Rally Roots video of them doing RA in a Costco, and they just like bought bulk like clippers or something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds
One of the places I picked up inventory today was Burlington Coat Factory. Some of
Mm,
these discount stores, especially if you don't have too much money, they're really good because like the item I picked up today, it was basically it was like Mega Blocks. It's like an off-brand Lego set.
yeah.
And you're paying 22 bucks on Amazon. It sells for 70. So after all the fees,
Mm,
you're making about you're about doubling your money after all the fees and everything said and done. So that's a really good source too. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to find products and a lot of one-offs, but you can still make really good money with those. That's how I started. I would flip stuff from Ross all the time.
yeah. Speaking of one-offs, Ross, TJ Maxx. I mean, TJ Maxx, you can find some extra stuff. Today I actually did some thrifting, thrift stores, especially if it's non-chain thrift stores. Those can
Yeah.
be really, really good.
Yeah.
One-offs, you can find stuff that's like 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even $100 profit at those places and like 5x your money. Um, but it takes a little bit more time.
Yeah, 100%. I know Goodwill filters out a lot of their items, so like if I had the choice between going to a place that's a thrift store that's not Goodwill, I would do that first because usually they're gonna not filter out all the good stuff, which you want to buy to resell.
Right. Yeah. Today I went to a Colorado chain, the Arc, and I also went to another place, Mile High Thrift. Um, but both of these places, I could definitely tell they were often looking up the items and then pricing them up. But then sometimes they would just like drop the ball super hard. And like there would be a $60 item and it would be $4. Just like
You caught them slipping.
caught
Yeah,
them slipping like a bunch of times. So
yeah,
don't let the whole like they're resellers like get you and think that there's not going to be anything there. Like goodness, I do eBay to Amazon. I purchase all my inventory from resellers. Like
yeah,
there's plenty of margin if you're selling on Amazon. Like
yeah.
Josiah knows this.
Yeah, one other thing, I know we're kind of going all over the place, but if you're gonna do some
Yeah.
RA, make sure to ask the employees there, like, say you're looking for a specific bolo item, or just like, hey, like, when do you guys restock the shoes? Like, that goes a long way because if you know, oh, they restock on Friday, you go on Friday. Then you're like, because that saves you so much time. Because depending on the area that you're at, there could be a lot of competition with other resellers.
Yeah.
So if you know ahead of time, you can really make a lot of money. Just hitting when the iron's hot, being there, right place, right time, and scooping up all the good items.
Yeah. That's a great tip for retail arbitrage. It's also a really good one for if you do Amazon FBA books, um, especially if you're doing like a library bookstore or a smaller thrift store or something. You can just say, hey, like, what time of the week do you guys usually put out new fresh books? I just like to see the fresh ones, and
Yeah,
like I've been going to the same library every single week, or at least I did every single week for like 10 months. And it was almost always great just by
yeah,
asking one question.
that's what's up. Have you ever sourced from like Ape Books and Better World Books, like those kind of book sites, those websites?
I think I've tried Abe books before, but I never got super into it. I know people who do.
Yeah, I haven't dabbled in it too much, but from what it seems like, stacking the different codes that they send you to your email helps. Like, say that they'll give you like a
Mm,
$5 voucher. I can imagine if you're buying a book, uh, you know, even if it's a little bit of profitable and it moves, get that $5 voucher, and then you can keep on flipping it.
mm, that's a great point.
So yeah, I mean that's another website for the people watching. That could be really good to source inventory from. I've heard CVS is pretty good. I haven't dabbled in it too much, but CVS does have a few things that you can do. Like
Walgreens.
yeah, Walgreens is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I
I don't know
I
how
know
we did.
there's people out there making 5K just off of Walgreens. Like
Yeah,
net.
or more.
Walgreens is crazy. Um,
Yeah, what were you gonna say about CVS though?
Oh
Sorry,
yeah, yeah. With
I put them
CVS,
in the
like they
same.
have like the receipts where they have all the coupons. Like it's kind of. I think CVS and Walgreens sort of did the same thing where they'll give you like at checkout, they'll give you like a whole bunch. It's like a foot of a receipt, and on that receipt there's coupons for certain items. If you stack the coupons, then you can find items that are flippable. Uh, that's one way that people do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And speaking of coupons, Walgreens regularly does pretty deep discounts on a lot of their stuff. Like they do a buy one get one free, which is 50% off. Like pretty often they do 25% sales. I think there's a way that you can sign up as a new customer as well. So there's a bunch of different things you can do with Walgreens.
yep. Yeah, they got usually they have a 20% off, and if they don't, you just make a new account and you get it. That's what seems
Hmm.
um that's what it seems like with the whole loop of Walgreens. I've done it a little bit. Have you ever done Dollar General?
In person or online?
Either.
I haven't done either actually. I've
Okay.
considered it, but have you?
Don't I've seen some grocery does all right from Dollar General, and there's like it's kind of funny like seeing all these like sub it's like these like really like sub niche communities. Like there's a community of people where all they do is they try to hunt for the penny items at Dollar General. And they go in, they'll get like 50 like Snicker bars for like a cent each because it's some type of error or they're just trying to clearance it out.
That's that's kind of crazy and
Yeah.
that's super nerdy and awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah,
And then it's like, even if you find it, it's like, okay, you got like what, like
like 40 bucks.
$30 worth of Snickers, you know? It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I actually the very first place that I did grocery at was the Dollar Tree, basically the Colorado's. I think it's Colorado. I don't know if it's a nationwide store, but I tried doing grocery there. I found my first grocery item there. It was a sack of flour that was like 250K ranking grocery. Absolute garbage, but it sold for $3 profit in like 3 months.
That's what's up. And that's when it used to be just $1. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good ROI, but it was just like very silly. I was there for like 45 minutes and I found like a sack of flour
That's what's
and
up.
like 2 other things.
Like
But
if you like it's so crazy to think like if you don't have money, just flipping stuff from the Dollar Tree could get you like $700 a month.
yeah,
I used to flip the perfume. They changed it, but I used to flip the perfume. I was making like $300 a month just off of this dollar store perfume and just bundling it on eBay.
really.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started. I know some people do the books from Dollar Tree, but I've never found like any good ones. I don't know if you tried that before.
Yeah, I tried the books from Dollar Tree and it was back when I was scared to sell books as new, so I basically found nothing.
Yeah,
And also a tip though, if they do have the cross out on the barcode, like you should not sell those new. Or if they have like other marks on the book. I mean, if you want to be the very safest, don't sell anything without a receipt new. But there
yeah.
just wasn't much meat on the bone if you sold them.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the thing was people would say, "Oh, you can do this," but then it's like you can and you can try to pass it as new, but they're not really new books because
Right.
they like all the books that I looked at, they put like a red highlighter
Yeah, don't sell those
on
as
the
new.
top of the pages and like, like the red X's like you were saying, so it's not really a new item.
Yeah, maybe like used like new or very good or something. But
Exactly.
unfortunately with books, you just don't get the same price a lot of the time. But
Um,
sucks.
what else? Oh,
Um,
another thing from the Dollar Tree. Funny enough, maybe it was Josiah, who knows? I was bundling soy sauce from the Dollar
mm,
Tree and then selling it, and I got a sale, and it was for $18 for a 3-pack. So I was making after shipping because the shipping was like $8. I was making like $4 profit. I'm like, who's buying this? And it was just people in Alaska.
really, soy sauce.
Yeah. So maybe it was cheaper buying it from me than buying it wherever they were in Alaska. I didn't turn that off in my eBay settings at the time. Like I had no idea how to do any of that.
Oh, so did it? Was it? It was still $8 to Alaska.
Yeah, because I would put it in a padded envelope. Like I would wrap it really good and then put all three of them in one of those padded flat rate envelopes when they were like $8.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. I think now they're like 8.75, so price went up a little bit, but and I mean, it was still profitable. I did that like twice, and I thought it was like the weirdest but coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's just interesting. There's so many different ways to make money, and it's like if you get good at any one of these ways, like you can do pretty well. Maybe you can definitely argue that some ways are better than others.
Oh yeah,
But like heck, if you just like put your heart and soul into getting good at selling from Dollar General and Dollar Tree, like you'd probably make a full-time income. Like if you
yeah,
actually like tried and got good at the things. And that's the beauty of it. Like no need to get FOMO about which is the best business model. Like do one well, and then like if you're like, all right, like I've kind of done what I can do here, like maybe try another store. Uh,
exactly. It's
or
also what you
try and
like too.
yeah,
Like like if you're obsessed about Dollar Tree crafts and you need to make money, I mean, flipping stuff on the Dollar Tree would probably help you out.
yeah,
Just make that first initial bit. Like it's I'm not trying to talk about Dollar Tree like it's the holy grail,
yeah.
but it's like something where you don't lose any money, but you can like prove because there's I feel like there's two sides of people. There's like the people that are like, oh, like you can't make money online at all, like that's completely BS, you know. And then there's the people who are like, oh yeah, this is a real thing. And I think like the Dollar Tree, just the barrier to entry is so low. And like when you get this first sales rolling in where you literally paid $1 for something and then you sell it and after all the fees you double your money, you're like, okay, like I could totally see how this thing works.
And so for some reason, I'm not seeing comments on my StreamYard, but I am seeing comments on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and
Oh, my bad. I was just looking in the chat.
yeah, are you seeing comments? I'm not seeing
No,
comments.
I'm not. I think it's just
All
a
right.
glitch with StreamYard, probably.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to read them from my phone. We have Laughmore. He was the first here. Today, I am an early bird. That's right. Good work. And we got Christian in the chat. Let's go. And then Laughmore is saying, as a beginner, do you suggest not fixating your mind on items which have over 100% profit returns and spend all the time only buying them? Can you suggest an ideal middle ground percentage for beginners? So like, should you fixate your mind on like getting big ROIs as a beginner? I think it probably is helpful. Whoa, there goes my mic.
Oh, it's out. I don't think we can hear you, Seth. Here, I guess I'll just I'll just talk for Seth right now. So my thing is like if you're a complete beginner and you're looking for these home run items, you're not gonna find it. So what I think you should do, even if it makes like 20 cents, you should try to like say it only costs you $1 and it makes you 20 cents. Try to sell that thing and just get the proof of concept down. Because if you're a beginner, it's best to just do the baby steps and then scale. That's just my opinion. No, I still can't hear you, Seth.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Well, I just unplugged my
Did you
mic.
hear what I said or?
Yeah, I could hear everything.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a good point. If you can mix that with doing something like at the very start, I know it was helpful for me to like give myself like if I'm going to send an item into Amazon, it needs to be a potential profit of $4, for example. That way there's some padding, and like 50% ROI or something.
Yeah.
If you can make up some kind of rule that like is a middle ground for yourself, I think that's going to help. I think a combo is good because like if you can send an item in and even if you made like 15% ROI on it, you saw that it sold the way you thought it would, which is the point.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's why I know everybody just says, "Oh, you start with books." But it's just such you could literally spend $100 on books and mess up 100 times and then you'd lose $100. But like you could buy one OA product, it doesn't sell, and you're out $100. Like say one shoe. So it's like the game's just so different. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is like something that's a low cost of good that you can try to sell as a beginner. I think that's one of the best things because you'll have the most upside and not like any downside. Imagine you're trying to sell 100 different Dollar Tree products on Amazon, and then like one of them's going to pan out of the 100 that you listed. One of them's just going to move, and you're going to be like, okay, I'll go buy more of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I was just going to keep talking and not be heard. Yeah, doing if you're going to start with online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, I would suggest starting with a lower cost of good item so you can get the proof of concept because like $100 is kind of a lot. Like you need to get as many reps in as possible, you know?
Yeah. Like after you've done enough reps and like you know how to read the graphs and everything like that, I think having like a really high average sales price is one of the best things in the world because like you don't spend too much time, but you don't want like you're not going to get there day one. All right. You got to do the reps you got to do the beginning steps and then you can learn like, okay, now I know how to read a keep a graph. I really know how like even if you know too, sometimes there's things outside of your control. Like say you're going to buy an item that's $100, buy one of them, see how it works out. If it sells quick, then maybe buy two, more and more. Yeah. Just
We
my
got
strategy with everything. Just see how it works and then just do, double down on what works.
We got Josiah in the house. Well, hello, good to see you. And Laughmore is saying, once you have proof of concept, to help your cash flow reinvestment situation, do you still suggest selling anything that makes a buck or an ideal percentage? Yeah, so I'm going to read that again. Once you have proof of concept, to help your cash flow reinvestment situation, do you still sell anything that makes a good ideal percentage?
I
I
I
mean,
I
there's
think
so many
it's
different ways that you can take it. It's subjective.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's it depends on your situation because like if you have like say you had $100,000 and you want to spend it, it's going to be really hard to spend that $100,000 on items you're going to double your money on. Like it's pretty much impossible trying to find this kind of item. So you'll probably have to go for a lower ROI. While somebody that has $50, they have to go for items that have extremely high ROI. And since they don't have that much money, they probably have a lot of time to look for those.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So
Yeah,
it's kind
you
of like
kind of
a
need your money to go further if you have like a small amount. I would say though, a better thing to ask is probably how fast do my items need to sell? Because you can be like throwing in like 100% ROI items all day, but like if they're slow, like maybe type items that aren't actually going to sell within a month or two, like it'd probably be better to sell something with a lower ROI that's going to sell faster.
that's
Um,
a that's a great point.
Um, even if it's a quote unquote slow item, but there's not many sellers on a listing, that's still a fast item. So
Yeah. It just depends on how fast yeah, it just really depends on how fast you can move it.
yeah.
Yeah. Really interesting. Thanks for showing up, Josiah. Saw him in the chat before.
Spencer Burke is saying for me, and by the way, for those in the chat who don't know, our chat isn't working for some reason, so I'm just reading it off our phone. But anyways, Spencer Burke in the chat is saying, for me, after I found a proof of concept, I started searching for a niche, focused buying in different areas to see what got me most excited about buying and selling, and start to dig deeper from there. I think that's a great.
Yeah,
I think that's a good tip. Yeah.
yeah, that is like the best advice. Like if you know you really like something, just go deep into that. And the thing is too is like you already really like that thing. Chances are you're gonna love sourcing it for hours.
Yeah, you're not gonna like give up in 23 minutes and be like, Amazon saturated.
Yeah, like if you love video games, I'm sure you would be fine like looking at video games to source for like 40 hours a week. You know, you're just obsessed with all the all the different types of video games, the vintage ones, the new ones.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're sourcing 40 hours a week, like I'm 100% sure you're gonna get good at it, or at least at it. We got Laugh More in the chat saying, I found some crazy items like DVD series that sells 50 times a month, and you can find crazy ROI as well. Yeah. I mean, DVDs are really, really good. I think it's a really good way to make money.
Yeah.
I personally don't do tons of DVDs, but I know Rake and Profit does really well with them.
It's
He
such a
actually,
great category too because the barrier to entry is a little bit higher because I believe you have to submit like it's a little bit more complicated than the other ungates. I haven't actually got that ungate yet because I just don't do any DVDs.
right. Yeah.
But it like from the outside looking in, like it looks yeah that category looks really good. Just because a lot of people don't want to take those extra steps to get ungated and start selling it.
Right. And DVDs can be really good ROI. Some more perks for them. They're kind of all the same. So like shipping them isn't hard. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward to ship DVDs. Um, they can be decently high ASP. They're not like shoes ASP or electronics ASP, but they're pretty high ASP. They're not like grocery or beauty. Like
Yeah.
oftentimes they're $50 plus, which is really
It,
nice.
if you're shipping it to your house, I can imagine doing DVDs is probably really nice because, like say a DVD is like 20, $30, so you're selling it on Amazon and it's just so small. While like a shoebox is pretty big, you could fit a lot of DVDs in your house. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
While some
They
other
all
items are a lot more like cumbersome, I guess you'd say. It's just like super large items.
Yeah, like sometimes the electronics is just like a little ridiculous. Like, but it's pretty good. Mostly prep center, but oh yeah, the chat. Because this
yeah. Oh yeah. I keep on forgetting too.
I keep forgetting because this stupid StreamYard doesn't
Yeah.
work. Anyways, but we have Spencer in the chat saying ton of counterfeit items and DVDs though. Yeah, so that's a great barrier to entry because people don't want to deal with that. That being said, really good fakes, so relatively indistinguishable for customers. Yeah, so like it sounds bad to say, but like I don't think anybody's intentionally trying to sell anything counterfeit, but like it could happen. It's possible that it happens, but you want to like be sure to do your due diligence to like avoid it as much as possible, because like let's like sell good stuff. We got Laugh More saying, Spencer, you got to check the seller from eBay if it has good reviews for over a year, I guess, just to be on the safe side. And to be completely honest, I've heard that like even big sellers they kind of just sell stuff. Like they don't necessarily
check.
Yeah, I don't think the seller feedback really has much to do with.
And like how's a random person supposed to know that it's a fake or not,
Yeah, I mean they could honestly just like say that it's fake even if it's a real one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had people say that my used items were fake and like nobody fakes those items as far as I know. Like never heard of anyone faking the items that they told me about, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I think
Yeah,
sometimes they do that to try to get their money back as a buyer.
Oh yeah, probably is what is going on. Spencer's saying, bro, I'm telling you from experience, longstanding sellers sell fakes too. It's not intentional, but it happens. And I mean, like,
yeah,
logically speaking, you get feedback from selling a lot of items. So if you're selling a bunch of fakes that are fast moving, you're going to get a lot of feedback.
You also get feedback from just buying other stuff. So somebody could just buy a bunch of stuff on eBay on their own account and have good feedback, right? And then sell fakes.
Yeah. I wouldn't be like super paranoid about it. Just like try and make sure, like, if it looks like font is like super off, like don't buy it. If it's what Steve does is he stays away from like sub 10K ranked DVDs in an effort to stay away from the things that are more likely to be counterfeited because they're so fast moving and new. Like a discontinued DVD from like 2016 is just less likely to be counterfeited than like the 2022 like 3-pack series of something that's like $70 that's worth being counterfeited, if that makes sense.
I could imagine like the fast moving higher end ones,
right? Yeah,
would be the most targeted.
Probably. But yeah, we've been going for around 20 minutes or so. Thank you guys for hanging out. We had some really good discussion tonight. It was always good seeing you guys. Spencer, Laugh More, Josiah.
Showing up.
Thanks for showing up. This is always fun I feel like we got a good bang of the websites to go to. Oh, Trader Joe's. And
dude, there's like on Twitter, there's some people that are like, bro, don't mess with my Trader Joe's. This is my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ollie's, that's the other one too. That people are
Ollie's.
like, oh man, like this is don't come to this Ollie's. I cleared it out.
Right.
Those are always funny.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. If you guys haven't checked out Echo Flips' channel, please go do so and have a good rest of the day. Take care, guys.